Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your August 2022 general reading. We are looking at the first half of August from the 1st through the 15th. This reading is for our beloved bulls, the earth sign of Taurus. Welcome everyone. Thanks for taking the time to be here to watch this or any of the videos on my YouTube channel. Thank you for hitting that like, share, and subscribe button. Those of you who reach out for personal readings, who give feedback and comments, all greatly appreciated. And I always like to start with that little note of gratitude, so thank you. Okay, Taurus, this is for you for the first half of August 2022. If your sun, moon, rising, or Venus sign is in Taurus, it's also relevant if you're cross-watching for a Taurian. It is a general reading, so it's going to resonate, of course, a little differently for everyone. If you know all of your signs, sun, moon, rising, and Venus, watch them because each one can bring in a little additional, insight and perspective into what's going on in your personal situation. And if you find that something does resonate with you enough that you'd like to perhaps take a deeper look, peel it back just a little bit for yourself or as a gift for someone else, feel free to email me directly at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. You can get that contact info also by clicking on the description link. I would be most happy to hear from you and to work with you. I can usually respond the same day with more information. I offer quite a wide variety of readings in all areas of life, and I do readings full time. It's all that I do, so I'm pretty diligent about timely scheduling. So if that's something you think you might like to do, email me. Okay, Taurus, let's see what the first half of August 2022 looks like for you. I'm using the Tarot of Dreams and clarifying with the Gilded Tarot. Okay, Taurus, this is like Pisces began with this too. We begin with the Three of Swords, some emotional pain or disappointment or heartache or heartbreak in some way. With the Devil, toxic negative cycles, things that are unhealthy that just keep going around and around and around and again. It might be literal addictions like drugs, alcohol, gambling, sex, shopping, working. It can be mental health issues. It can be negative, toxic, unhealthy relationships or codependency or, kind of vying for power and control. It's some kind of unhealthy cycle here that just keeps going around and around and around, and here it is going around and again. You're just like, I can't believe this is happening again, or that this happened again, right? Next we have the Nine of Swords, my least favorite tarot card. It's a card of kind of your fears about an unknown future, hijacking your rational mind when you try and figure out how the future is going to work and you dwell on it obsessively and negatively. It's like almost always the worst possible outcome until it's built up in your head so big that it doesn't actually even match the external reality. It's a high level of stress and anxiety and fear of an unknown future. Next, with that, we have the Ace of Wands, exciting new beginnings, but that's what you're stressed out about. Next, we have the Four of Swords, taking a temporary step back to rest, recuperate, because you're worn out, tired, exhausted. Taking a step back from some kind of conflict or challenge temporarily, just for a period of time to rest, recuperate, maybe gain some different perspective. With the Five of Wands, taking a step back from this conflict, this arguing, going around and around and around again about the same thing over and over and over again. Nobody willing to elevate or compromise or, come to agreement. Kind of like the whole central theme here is this just keeps happening over and over and over again, and I am tired of arguing about it, and I'm tired of worrying about the future and how this is going to turn out and what's going to happen next or what they're going to do next. Some of you may be dealing with, not some of you, all of you are dealing with some kind of person, place, situation, combination of all of those things that has happened a lot in the past, and it's just kind of like this ongoing cycle because it's come up again. Some of you, it might be literal addiction, like they relapsed again, or they did this again, or they're in jail again, or how's this going to work out? Are they ever going to get it together? Is there going to be a new start? And then not being able to see eye to eye or come to an agreement on something, so you're taking a temporary step back. It's challenging. From the bottom of the deck, the overall energy and focus is the Two of Wands. Decisions, choices, being at a crossroads. I want to pull one more. Justice, reap what you sow. Might be legal situations for, for some of you. Trying to figure out, some of you may be trying to figure out what is the right thing to do here. What's the right choice or decision to make? Like, what's the ethical, moral, right thing to do here? Some of you may be waiting on a decision, particularly if this is like some kind of legal issue. Let's clarify that overall energy. Two of Wands and Justice. The Two of Swords. The difficulty is that somebody is reluctant or resistant to make a decision, to make a choice, to see some kind of truth that's in front of them. The Devil again, and the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands is at the end of your rope, feeling overwhelmed. It's like, this has got to end. I cannot do this anymore. I'm tired of this cycle just going around and around and around and around and around. It's kind of this overwhelming, tired energy of whatever the Devil card means for you. This is a general reading, right? So this Devil card is going to mean different things to those of you watching, for those whom it resonates. But the fundamental energy is the same. It's toxic, it's negative, it's unhealthy, but it keeps continuing. Clarify the Three of Swords. And, well, I don't really need to clarify the Three of Swords. It's just emotional pain. Let's clarify the Devil. See what comes out there. Three of Swords and the Devil. The Page of Swords, the Ace of Swords. So there's some kind of news, information, messages, truth being revealed here. About, again, whatever the Devil card is. This is a general reading, so spirits, not clarifying it because it's going to mean different things. Some of you, it might be like literal dealing with an addict of some kind, whether it's yours or somebody else's. A toxic, negative, unhealthy situation, or somebody that just keeps getting in trouble over and over and over again. It could be a legal situation that keeps going back and forth and back and forth. For example, it could be like if there's a constant haggling between, for example, a divorced couple about alimony or about child support or about visitation, or something of that sort, because we do have a page here too. It's constantly having to renegotiate and constantly having to, come up with a new or different agreement. But that's what this is about. Maybe a legal decision coming down that, yes, you've got to continue doing this for, a while, and you're just frustrated with it. Let's clarify the Nine of Swords, stress, anxiety, worry about the future. The Three of Swords, again, emotional pain, heartache, heartbreak, justice, again. Might be a legal situation for some of you. How is this going to work out? Legal can mean anything from like financial stuff to, again, if it has something to do with divorce, alimony, child support, custody, division of property. The Tower. Something happened here, I think, and you're not sure, but even if the thing that happened is a new unexpected thing, the subject matter or what it's about is not. This is just an unhealthy cycle, right? How's this going to work out in the future? Some of you, it might be worried about somebody going to jail. Clarify the Ace of Wands. If you're dealing with somebody who has a really toxic, unhealthy lifestyle, it could be, just that general, fear of something horrible happening in the future. Whatever that Devil card is, whether it's for you or somebody else or another situation that affects you so profoundly, you're afraid of, this Tower card happening in the future, everything kind of blowing up and falling apart, maybe even legally. Or feeling like you have to be bound to something you don't want to be bound to. Clarify Ace of Wands. The Nine of Swords again. Yeah, worried about a new beginning. Is a new beginning possible? The Three of Wands, the future, waiting for the future. Is this going to happen? Is this going to work out well? It's all about worried about how something's going to work out in the future, or if something horrible is going to happen in the future. Ace of Coins, a new beginning. So you're worried about a new start, whether something can have a new beginning, right? Emotionally, maybe even financially and materially here. Because that Devil card, in terms of obsessions or addictions, it can represent things that affect you financially as well. Clarify Four of Swords. Not too many. The Four of Swords. The Four of Swords is clarified by the Four of Swords. You're really tired of this. I mean, the Four of Swords is often a card about, I'm taking a step back from this battle because I am exhausted. I am worn out. I need to rest. And like, you're taking a step back because this struggle just, even though it shows up as a 5, so it's petty drama, there's no resolution here. It just goes on and on and on and on and on. You're taking kind of like a temporary break, step back. Let's clarify that Five of Wands. Conflict. Well, I'm sorry, Taurus. We all have good times. We all have times like this, right? We're only looking at a 2-week period of time, but, we all kind of have times like this, and it just looks quite challenging. The Knight of Swords, the information and conversation bringer. So with the Five of Wands, this is fighting. It's just fighting over and over and over. Same old thing, same old thing, same old thing. The Chariot, trying to come to a successful completion, successful resolution, win or victory. And it's just like, when you reach a point with something where you're like, you got to step away from this, because it feels like you're just running around in circles here trying to accomplish something that it feels like you can't accomplish right now. And I do think a step back is probably needed. Restoration, maybe go away for a few days. Definitely taking a break from this. I feel like what you're able to do here is limited as well, because it involves other people and outside events and situations and circumstances that, of course, we have very limited control over that, right? We have it over ourselves, but not on other people and stuff. I mean, for those of you that are dealing with an addict or some other kind of toxic, negative, unhealthy person that's affecting your life, maybe your family's life or your child's life profoundly, there's only so much we can do to influence other people's behavior. And trying to get somebody to see the truth of something, or the just part of something, who isn't willing to see it yet or ready to see it yet, can be very exhausting. It's like trying to give medicine to a dead person, right? Yeah, so taking a break here at the end, I think, is necessary. Let's see if there's any other guidance, advice, feedback for Leo. Eight of Coins and Three of Coins. This is about continuing to put work into some kind of negotiation and compromise. It's continuing to compromise and negotiate, which means that you're going to have to. But I think taking a break before you do that is a good idea. Advice, guidance. Nine of Cups and Temperance and Ten of Cups. Okay, this is compromise. So we have as advice the Eight of Cups and the Eight of Coins and the Three of Coins, or Pentacles. It's Earth. This is compromise and negotiation, which is what the Three of Coins is. Compromise, negotiation, collaboration, which is sometimes pretty challenging, especially if you have to, negotiate and with people that you don't want to or that you don't like, right? It can be that too, especially in a legal situation. You've got to sit down at the table, kind of haggle back and forth, which it looks like you're having difficulty doing right now, and try to come to some kind of reasonable compromise and putting the work into doing that. And the whole process of compromise is Temperance and the Nine of Cups. This is quite similar to Pisces reading. I wonder if you're dealing with a Pisces, or if some of you maybe have, some Pisces in your chart. But I said there too, there was a very similar thread here that, my father taught me that a successful compromise is where, a resolution is reached and everybody leaves the table. Nobody's completely happy. They've agreed, although nobody's completely happy, right? That means it's a successful negotiation. So here you have to take a look at what you really want. The Nine of Cups is getting everything that you want, right? Your cup's overflowing with abundance. Temperance is neither too much of one nor too much of the other. So in terms of advice, it is about compromise and negotiation, which means that you take a look at your ideal. Okay, this is my Nine of Cups. This is everything I want out of this situation. You're not going to get everything you want out of this situation. So what you have to do is take a list of everything that you want that's in your ideal and ask yourself, what do I absolutely cannot negotiate on? You set that aside, and then you take a look at what's left. Okay, what can I negotiate on? What can I let go of? That's compromise, right? So you have to take a look at, what you're willing to settle for versus the ideal, because that's not possible here. So it's all about kind of negotiating. I agree that you need to take this step back, but you're going to have to kind of come back to it. We do have the Ten of Cups here in terms of what this is about. It's a general reading, so this Ten of Cups can mean a lot of things. There's a strong theme and connection and thread of home and family with the Ten of Coins. It's called the inheritance card, right? Which is long-term stability and security that comes from the long effort and work that it went in to build that up. So this can be about money, family home, family property, family estate, families, long-term financial and material security. It can mean stability in terms of, support. I mean, it can represent a lot of things. This can be an inheritance issue, There's a pretty strong legal thread here, but again, that can mean everything from everything you have to negotiate and then sometimes renegotiate in divorce and beyond that. If it's an inheritance issue, it's about division of estate or who gets what. Again, it feels like kind of a long drawn out process here. But the advice is to renegotiate. Take a look, okay, this is everything I want. This would be ideal if I could get everything I want, but it doesn't look possible here. So what can I shave? What can I modify? What could I do without? And still feel reasonably good about it when I leave the negotiating table. That's what's being suggested here as a way through this. And you'll get through this, Taurus. Tauruses can be on the stubborn side, but you're also practical people. There's quite a, that's that practical earth energy. Okay, so what can I do here? We can't do this. This doesn't look possible. So what's the next best thing? What can we do here? And that's compromise and negotiation. All right, Taurus, those are your messages for the first half of August. I hope you found them helpful and useful. Again, if any of this resonates with you enough that you would like to reach out for a personal reading, take a deeper look at something for yourself or as a gift for someone else, feel free to email me directly at Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. I'd be delighted to hear from you and to work with you. I will see you all in a couple of weeks for the August mid-month readings. Stay safe and well until then, and I hope to see you back here again soon. Bye-bye.